Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity 2. So we have explored all of the beach as far as I can tell, so we've got to move along the coast a little bit and see what's going on. Apparently there's civilization along here, and Kith, so we've got some kind of humanoid civilization. So hopefully everything's gonna be good once we get along here. Right, head out and find out where we're going next. Getting a map, or are we just going straight? Okay. We got a new map screen. Interesting. So, clicking on the world map will have your party navigate to the selected location. Yeah. Okay. Alright, and there are things off the map as well. Let's go to this camp, I guess. Oh, right. And then... Oh, okay. So you just kind of wander into things as you go along. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's head up to the fork in the road. See what's going on. In the distance you see a simple wagon. The angle at which it rests on the road, one side jutting above the other, suggests that it's been damaged or disabled. Even from your vantage you can make out Kith milling around it. Kith of course being some sort of humanoid major race. So we can approach openly or sneak closer. No, let's sneak. We're not entirely sure what's going on here. As you near the cart, you make out a group of ressurecting pilgrims in rough-spun linens and cottons. A single draft horse stamps the ground impatiently as two of the pilgrims argue over the front right wheel, which seems hopelessly stuck in the mud. Okay, well now I'm going to approach openly. One of the pilgrims notices you. Her step back draws the attention of the others, and a man in a well-worn gamson steps forward. The weight of deep concern hangs on his face. Did the dreams bring you here as well? The other pilgrims look at you with a mix of apprehension and hope. Let's ask him. Dreams? Well, be honest. We have no idea what he's talking about. We are farmers. We come from Raid Ceres to work the colony fields here. We're believers, all to the one, in the light of Aethys. Okay, so Raid Ceres is Deerwood's neighbour to the north. Raid Ceres is a nation firmly rooted in its Aethasian faith, a fever that took hold during the events of the Saints' War and remains even after the apparent death of Aethys. The other pilgrims nod fervently in agreement. A woman with a smiling baby lifts the infant's hand to wave. We've been having dreams. 3 stars sailing through the sky, piercing the black of a storm cloud. Figured it must be him, Aethys, calling to us. So we came here to look for the place we saw in our dreams. The pilgrims look round, matching their sleepy memory to the present. We saw the giant pass, with 3 stars on his brow, but... He sighs and gestures to the wagon stuck in the mud. Sad to say we could not follow him. Wheels stuck as stuck gets. None of us are strong enough to lift that corner up to get something under it. More than one of us tries and we get in each other's way. The pilgrims nod and stretch, suddenly remembering their aching bodies. Okay. Well. Oh, if we were a priest of Aethys, we could, we could have a more meaningful conversation. We're not going to threaten, we're going to try and help them out. We'll take a look at the wagon. A brief inspection reveals that the wagon is undamaged, but the wheel is stuck fast in the mud. We have some wood, the old man says as he gestures to the back of the wagon. If we can get the wheel up, we can slide that neath it. Inside the wagon you see several planks of wood. A small box of valuables sits to the side. One of the younger Dawnstars looks at you, eyes wide. Reckon you can lift it? I'm definitely going to try and lift it, but I don't know if I'm going to try and lift it or whether I'm going to get Edier to try and lift it. Yeah, Edier definitely. He can do it. On you go. Edier squares themselves to the wagon's corner, squats deep and rests the wheel up from the mud with a grunt. A young Dawnstar stands in shock for a moment, reacting just in time to thrust a thick board beneath the wheel. It takes the better part of an hour to lay down a safe path for the wagon to roll free of the mud. The labouring Dawnstars glisten with sweat, but laugh happily as they sing songs of praise for Aethys. Okay, so 2 hours have passed. Smiling, their leader presses a small pouch of coins into your hand. We appreciate the help. Without you, who knows how long we would have been stranded out here. They begin to prepare their wagons as you take your leave. Okay, so we gain some money. Okay, not bad. The old man calls out to you as you go. Take care of yourself and your soul, traveller. Whether you came for Aothis or not, we know in our hearts that he has come for us. Okay. Oh, what's known locations? Oh, so we can go somewhere that we already know about just by, like, clicking on it. Okay, interesting. Well, do we want to go up to the port now, or do we want to head off to the side? I think we're going to head up to the port, and then we can always head back. Maybe we'll head to this one. Yeah, we can head back along after we've been to the port. Find out what's going on. Yeah, that sword with a skull through it definitely doesn't fill me with confidence. Okay. Let's see what's going on at the port. Oh, I thought that person was coming to speak to us. Okay, so it's mid-spring in 28-23.
Better see what that crowd's about.
Crowd? Oh, up ahead there's a crowd? Okay. Well, let's just
What if the giant comes this way?
Please, everyone stay calm.
The man at the centre of attention appears to be fielding inquiries from both the gaggle of townsfolk gathered around the platform and a rather severe-looking Amua woman standing just beside him.
Please, everyone remain calm. I assure you I will do everything in my power to get you the answers you need. Our friends among the Huana.
Huana, a tribal civilization primarily comprised of island Oumuaua, who have thrived in the Deadfire archipelago for thousands of years. Though largely decentralized, the Huana share common values steeped in mythology and a sense of guardianship over the isles they call home.
Have offered you hospitality and safety from the storms.
I need to figure out the proper pronunciation of that. I'm really hoping that somebody says it. The Oumuaua woman folds her arms.
Yes, I think we are all keenly aware of the debt of gratitude we owe to the...
I have personally seen to the safety of your homes. Now you will do the same for our families.
What about our families?
What about the ships? How are we supposed to feed ourselves?
If everyone would...
As Clario's gaze sweeps across the crowd, it falls upon you where it remains. A few more heads turn to see what has caught the governor's attention.
It's one of the pirates.
At this alarmed cry, the whole of the crowd turns to regard you. A startled, expectant hush falls upon the gathered throng. Okay, I'm gonna start with I'm not a pirate.
Everyone stay calm. I think it's clear our guest is nothing of the sort. 2 of my guards reported a ship flying deer wooden colors, fallen prey to a private vessel. That would be your ship, I assume.
The crowd quiets somewhat at that, though you still find yourself the target of a few glares.
That would make him lucky. Your own vessels do not usually fare so well.
The woman regards you with bland curiosity.
Quite.
Okay. Well, I just need some repairs and then I'll be on my way.
Per complanca, everyone, forgive me. I believe this matter requires my attention. You have my word that I will keep you apprised of any changes.
A Valian term meaning literally for mercy or for little mercy, which is taken as come on now. Yeah, he's trying to get out of the previous conversation by coming and speaking to us.
Especially you, Mr. Ikawa.
Do not flatter me with Valian titles. You are distracted with your newcomer and wish me gone. But I will not go far, Governor Clario.
Grande. As for you, stranger, let us speak at my estate. We'll discuss your predicament.
A Valian expression of approval that roughly translates to brave or defiant. Okay. Oh, there's elf racism here? Ah, well, that's not great. Well, before I go and speak with him, I want to go and speak with her. Hey, come back here.
I am for friendlier fires. If you would speak, seek me out in our village.
Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's go and speak with him then. Oh, wow. That is a tall warrior. Where did he get off to? He just disappeared. Okay. If we check our map, we got a couple different places. We got Market, we got Rinko's house. I don't know why this one has its name permanently there. Maybe it's a person? Governor's estate. Okay. Well, I feel we should go up to the governor's estate first, and then we can head back and talk to everyone.
What marvelous carvings!
Right.
Oh, yes. This one is many centuries old. Blessed by Ngati herself.
Magnificent!
Okay, I was just seeing if they were saying anything important. Let's head into his estate. See what he has to say to us. Oh. I imagine we'll just follow him then. Not saying anything to us currently. Fine. Ah, there we go. We got here. Oh, excuse me?
Consider it done.
They just shut the door on me. Very rude. Hello.
Ah, yes, there you are. As governor and under the auspices of the Valiant Trading Company, please allow me to officially welcome you to Port March.
He spreads his hands in a subdued flourish. Now, I did just remember that we kind of made an enemy of the Valiant Trading Company last time we spoke to them in the first game, so perhaps not the best place for us to be. Valiant Trading Company, an outward-looking mercantile organization from the Valiant Republics. The 30,000 employees are tasked with delivering profit on the homeland's investment. Alright, yes, we've read that one before. And then Port Mage is one of the Valiant Trading Company's oldest colonies in the Deadfire archipelago. Though it is not grand in stature, it sits on well-established trade routes from the eastern reach and is a common stopping point for ships in the region. It has a close, if often fraught, relationship with the nearby Huana village of Satahuzi? Okay.
Apologies for that little drama outside. These are confusing times, and people often react poorly to uncertainty. Between the storm, the pirates, and certain strange events, we are all a little on edge.
He spreads his hands in an apologetic gesture. What are these ones? Colonist. Alright, so if we were a colonist, we'd have a little bit of that to talk to him about. And then we got dissident. So if we had a reputation as a troublemaker. Or if we were a drifter, we could hit another one. Oh, okay. Interesting. Anyway, I want to find out what's going on with these strange events.
Quite a few people here in Port Marge claim to have seen a giant of some kind during the storm.
Flario winces.
I would call it a flight of fancy, but unless something has tainted every well in the region, I do not think it can be ignored. But then, the Deadfire is a land full of such things. You must have heard the stories.
Yeah, let's not mention that it's Aothas just yet. Let's try and get as much information as we can.
Why, I haven't the slightest idea. Wherever giants go, deep beneath the waves, with luck. Now, to the matter of your ship. You're stranded, are you? It was a rough landing by all reports. Unfortunately, our own ships are in no condition to sail. We've had dealings with the pirates ourselves. They've taken their share of supply ships. The storm saw to those berthed in the harbor. All that said, I believe I may have a solution, provided you're willing to help me in turn.
We could try and use our position. I don't think we're going to do that. Also, we don't really want him to know who we are exactly. I imagine that could go down badly. Let's ask him what we can do for him.
Indeed. Which means I can spare you, whereas I cannot spare the guards. I have the guards on the lookout for pirate vessels looking to take advantage of whatever damage the storm caused. We've cannons enough to see them off, but I need every man ready to use them. There is a site of some considerable value elsewhere on the island. A value to the trading company, you understand. In point of fact, it's the very reason any of us are here. You're familiar with the luminous Adra trade?
Let's act like we know nothing. What's luminous Adra?
A mineral of sorts. I'm afraid my interests lie in the economic implications. As I understand it, luminous Adra holds concentrated essence, and it is only found right here in the Deadfire archipelago. It's also quite valuable. When refined, it sells for considerable sums. The trading company has invested a lot of time and money into locating sites suitable for mining and processing.
Okay, so you're trading in souls.
That's a colorful way of putting it. Energy, really, is more apt. It's not quite a matter of digging up the spirit of your old grandmother.
Clario lets out a short, breathy laugh, shaking his head slightly.
We, and I hope you understand that these matters require some discretion, have one such outpost on the other side of the island. A successful venture, up until very recently. We sought to improve the refinement process. To that end, we hired some of the brightest minds in the field of animancy and brought them out here to lend their expertise. And then one evening, a storm rolls in out of nowhere, and my scouts begin to report that a giant has marched its way across the island towards my dig site. What am I to make of that? We haven't heard from Mestre Odorisi since, nor any of his assistants, or the workers. I must know what has happened. If Odorisi, if his work is lost, then everything that we have worked for is at risk. Which is where you come in. You need a ship, I need information.
Okay,
See to this for me, and I'll set half the town to work. We'll patch up your ship, and you'll be free to go on your way.
Okay, so do you have any idea what might have happened?
The Huana storm speakers should have kept the worst of the weather at bay. I can't imagine what else might have happened. There are wild beasts on the island, but they wouldn't have attacked an active dig site.
Okay, where can I find Odorisi?
Why, take his report on the situation and remind him that he's under certain contractual obligations. And relay my deep relief at his good health, of course.
Okay, we're just gonna say we can do that. I am interested, what's the arrow one? Oh, if we were a hunter. Okay, we could say something else. Okay.
Gilard, then we are agreed. I will assign men to keep watch over your ship. You will find the dig site on the eastern side of the island. I'll mark it on your map here. One more thing. If you should recover Odorisi's notes, know that they would be of great value to me.
Okay, we're level 3 already? Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not complaining, really. We can go for another mechanics, which might be the right way to go right now. Because mechanics is going to be the most useful short term. It means that we can get into all the locks, we can get better gear. Sleight of hand doesn't seem like something I'm going to use a lot of in general. And stealth, well, I mean, we're not strong enough that we can just kill anything with stealth or anything like that, so I think mechanics seems like the best way to go. And then here, I'm tempted to go another diplomacy on this one. Get ourselves, like, be able to talk ourselves out of more situations. Seems like a reasonable way about, yeah, well, we'll go for diplomacy. Right. We can now get level 2 skills, so Smoke Veil. Rogue creates a small cloud of smoke that hides the presence for a short time. That makes us invisible and untargetable. Interesting. Blinding Strike makes the opponent unable to see, so it will blind them. Useful. Then we get 2 weapon styles, so if we want to use 2 weapons, we could take that. We got weapon and shield style. Fairly straightforward. Do they give anything else? So they increase the deflection. And the bonus also applies to reflex. Interesting. So you can get shield deflection on reflex. That means that I think shield deflections can go up to 12 if it's the same as the first game. So it means that we could get an extra 18 reflex. It's interesting. Dirty fighting, so 10% of hits are just crits. That's just generally very good. I imagine that one's overlooked a lot. Two-handed style. Interesting. Not sure if that's where I want to go. And one-handed style, I think. 20% of hits converted to crits with weapons. I think that's what I want. I want one-handed style, and then I probably want dirty fighting as well. And then we get 30% of hits converted to crits. Unless they're separate. Unless it's like 20% and 10%. And they don't overlap and stack. But anyway, I think I want one-handed style. Yeah. Next. We get one? Oh, we get two. Oh. Never mind. In which case, yeah, I'll take both of them. We'll get a lot more crits. That's perfect, yeah. I'll take that. And then, Edier. So for him, athletics is pretty good. Anything else we want in these sections? I don't think so, no. Let's maybe just give him explosives. Maybe we should probably equip him with the explosives as well. Right, and then here, survival's probably as high as it's ever going to need to be right now. We could go for Intimidate if we need to go down that path, but... maybe we'll give him a Religion. Yeah, just so we have a little bit of religion knowledge, and it kind of fits in a little bit. And then we've got Fighter Stances. So the fighter trains in the ability to adopt specialized fighting stances. Each stance excels at handling a different aspect of combat. Defender Stance is apt for holding fast against groups of enemies. Leaving Stance is effective when attacking several enemies at once, while Warrior Stance is best for standing toe-to-toe against a single enemy. Okay, so it doesn't tell us what they do. It just tells us what the general effects are. I think that one sounds like it's going to be good, especially as it leads into something at level 5, but we'll see. Into the fray, the fighter lunges through the battle, pulling an enemy into immediate melee range. Oh, okay, so it's a 5-meter pool, so it's a way of grabbing someone closer. I like that. Weapon and shield style seems like a good one for him. These are all the same, aren't they? Pretty much, yeah. Determination. So it's a bonus defense against intellect, perception, constitution, affliction. Okay, interesting. Confident aim. So it allows us to convert grazes to hits. Not that interested. One-handed style, not that interested. So I want weapon and shield, and I think I want fighter stances. Although I like Into the Fray as an idea. The problem is it uses 2 discipline, so it would use our resource. So I think we'll go for fighter stances, and we may take this next level. We'll see. Right, there we go. That seems fine. So, Edier.
Yeah?
So that now means that we get these stances. I just want to see what they are. So, cleaving stance. More aggressive stance. So, fighters' kills with melee weapon trigger an instant AoE attack. Okay. Warrior stance gives +5 accuracy and +5 deflection. Okay. And then defender stance gives you more enemies engaged, so they can hold more enemies with them. And it lowers the amount of damage taken for the more enemies surrounding. Okay, so most of the time we probably want them in warrior stance. But I can definitely see defender stance being used quite a lot.
Leave it to me.
Right, let's talk to everybody we can. So we've talked to Clario, let's talk to Louisa. I don't know what to make of these stories. A bayonet striding across the land. That's stealing. Yeah, okay. It's fine. We got guards, I just want to have a look around. Stealing. Okay.
Watch and learn.
Painting is of a wooded glade assigned Louisa Clario, so she's a painter. Okay. Oh, what's up with his death?
I got this.
A long, excruciatingly detailed list of running accounts from local vendors visiting supply merchants. Okay. That's fine. Just seeing if we can find anybody else worth talking to around here.
Give me a real challenge.
We got servants. Oh, we can take stuff from this table. Nice. We'll take that. That's fine. Nestled between empty dishes and casks, an array of strong smelling spices. Okay. And then this way. Got another table which we're allowed to take stuff from, which I will of course do. That's fine. Let's get out of here and explore the town a little bit. Talk to everybody we can. Which will be pretty much everybody. Right. Where do we want to start? We could go up to the jail and kind of around. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, who we got here? Dock worker. Oh, who are you? You've got a name, you must be important. Alteria.
Ado, begging your pardon for the mess, sir. We are still recovering from the storm.
Ado, a Valian greeting.
We have supplies here for the paying customer. Provisions for the road, perhaps?
Well, let's see what we have.
Have a look.
Okay. So, they have repair supplies. Okay. So to repair medical supplies, cannon shot. Okay. Death's Maw. What is that? So it grants death runes. Being near a killed enemy grants temporary damage reduction. Doesn't say how much. Okay, but that's interesting. No paladin was better personified the ethos of the Bleak Watchers than Hans Elikbert. He was a single-minded instrument of violence and the finest cavalry officer among the Bleak Walker companies operating in Deerwood. His superiors utilized Hans and his troop of riders in the way one fires a cannon. Mounted atop powerful warhorses and clad in heavy plate, they broke enemy infantry formations with a single pointed charge. Hans's helmet, designed to make him visible to his subordinates through the dust and viscera, became an icon of approaching death for any warrior brave or foolish enough to stand against the Bleak Walkers. When the paladin finally fell in battle, his few surviving enemies cut his head from his shoulders. According to legend, Hans's head continued to bellow from within the helm, ordering his men to press the charge and leave none alive. Dumbfounded, the victors buried Hans's head unceremoniously and left his corpse to the ravens. The helm's travels, however, were not entirely at an end. Interesting. Okay. Well, it seems like it could be good. We got Battle-Worn Grimoire. And what's good about grimoires is basically grimoires contain spells, so even if your wizard doesn't know something, if they have a grimoire, they can get a whole bunch of free spells. That one's actually got, like, spells from a lot of levels. Okay, interesting. And then the Ring of Minor Deflection, which gives +2 deflection. Now, I'm not sure if this works in the same way as it did in the first game. I have to assume it does, but if this gives +2 deflection, I believe that means that no other piece of equipment can give deflection. There was something like that in the first game where you couldn't stack bonuses very well. So, I'll need to look that up and see if there's a similar mechanic in this one. But anyway. Oh, I thought that light was something, but it's just like a little reflection. Ooh, free stuff. So nothing right up here. Let's go into the jail itself. See if anybody's around. Makido, I can do nothing more without the guards. Hello.
Yes? What is it I can do for you?
The watch commando looks up at you after her listless greeting, and you notice that she has a dark bruise around one eye. She grimaces but does not turn away. What happened to you?
What happened? I showed the drunken fool more patience and respect than he deserved, and he struck me without warning.
Sientere, Savia. You know that I was aiming for Darmo's pretty face.
Sinterie, a Valian expression from meaning I'm sorry.
Something you wanted?
How are things here?
We lost no one to the storm, but many homes have been damaged, and the people are terrified of this giant the scouts reported. It is chaos, pure and simple, but things might have been far worse.
I don't see many guards around.
We are stretched thin. The storm speaker did much to help, but much of the town has flooded. Now we are awash in homeless citizens and stranded merchants, to say nothing of the cultists out there.
Okay, a special type of chanter found among the Huana. Storm speakers are especially tuned to the forces of weather. Storm speakers traditionally serve tribes settling on unexplored or especially remote islands, offering protection during the period of transition. So there are cultists around here.
Now I have Ilari's people making trouble up on Gorechi Street. His little gang is looting everything they can get their hands on, and the Botso kicks up his heels like a prince.
Botso, a Valian term for the penis in a pejorative sense. Ah, alright.
Lucky for you that I'm around. I, humbly offer my services. Let me out and I will bring you this Ilari's teeth.
Shut it, Rigere.
I can go and speak with them.
Kue, I cannot say it would not be welcome, but you are only recently arrived, and not I here by choice. Why do this?
Que. A Valian term meaning what? Alright, so if we were part of the Gold Pack Knights, we could say, you know, this is pretty much what we do. Or, if we were a mercenary, we could say, it's pretty much what we do, I'd like money for it. So we can say we want to help, I want to be in good terms with the commander, seems like a chance to crack some skulls, or Aethys is responsible, and had enough of the gods of ending people's lives whenever they feel like it. Let's just say that I want to help.
I wish more felt as you do. I might get a full night's rest. Gorechi Street is in the western part of town. Just walk until you hit water. We don't need a bloodbath. I'm sure there's a peaceful solution to resolve this. I'd appreciate your looking for it.
Okay. Right, anything we can have here? Oh, we can have what's in that chest. Not stealing. Padded cap, which does nothing. Alright. That's fine. Right. See you later. We have a quest. Okay. So. Trading post. I assume it must be over here. Right. Oh wait, no, it's the western edge of town, so it's that probably means out there. Anyway. So this is just a shop then. Yeah. Most of the postings offer various good for trades, though you spy at least one crude drawing of what may be the governor.
How are we supposed to fight a giant?
We don't. We run.
Ooh, we got hidden
Where?
objects.
There is water or not?
So they can, yeah, it's tied to their perception.
Sides.
And then run in circles. Merla, leave me in peace.
Okay, and then we got a Ring of Unshackling, grants suppress affliction. So that's a spell which can get rid of effects for a short time. Okay, we'll grab it. I think I'll have that one. Yeah. That's fine. Ooh, did I see something over here that we can grab? No, no I did not. Up here we have a guard and a guard. I'm assuming that anyone who's just named guard isn't important, as we have people who are named and not important, so anyone who doesn't have a name is just, like, scenery.
Give me a real challenge.
Oh, we have to go all the way around there? That's fine. I'll get them both walking around.
Fresh fish!
Yeah, okay, I'll grab that.
Watch and learn.
Fishmonger. Yeah, have that. That's stealing.
Race you to the coral.
No contest.
What? Just because you have webbed fingers and I can't swim?
You are a strange man.
Yes, very strange. Ooh. A ragged robe. We'll have that. Sailor. Sailor. Okay. Well, it's good that we're not finding just nothing here, right? Sailor, sailor. Right. Ooh, more stuff that we can just have. Nice.
Too tall.
Have that.
No word from the Animancers?
Not a thing.
Alright, so the Animancers are missing or just being unresponsive.
I got this. I got
I
this.
think that was a barrel of ale. Okay, so we got some workers. And then anything along here? Doesn't look like it. Let's head inside the tavern and see what we've got going on. Right. This is a tavern, isn't it? It's very dark. Commoner, commoner. Guard. We could steal that. I'm not going to. What else have we got? Commoner, 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 commoner.
A giant? Thomas mad.
Maybe. There are strange things out there.
You cannot think it is really one of the gods.
No, but a weapon perhaps.
Merla, I hope not.
Okay. Commoners, sailors, craftsmen. Yeah, okay. Let's speak to the, oh, he's gone. I was going to say let's speak to the barkeep, but he's kind of gone away.
Sorry, we haven't any rooms for you.
The rather large man behind the counter glances your way, smiling grimly.
Guessing you're the one came in off that shipwreck down south. Not sure if that's good luck or bad, but here, I figure you deserve a drink.
He slides a murky pint of ale across the counter towards you. We've gained ale. Fantastic. So how can you tell?
No secret to it. We haven't had a new ship in port since the storm rolled through. And yet, here's a stranger in my tavern.
So why don't you have any rooms free?
We're full up. You aren't the first outsider to turn up looking for a place to stay after their ride off the island ended up at the bottom of the sea.
He pauses, fixing you with a considering eye.
Well, tell you what. I've got one room ought to have been cleared out by now. Only the occupants decided to outstay his welcome. Real trouble is, he hasn't settled his bill. He's a merchant captain by the name of Galleon. I've given him a fair chance, but he's been a right prick about the whole thing. I've got a spare key here. You chase him and his pals off, and the room's yours. At a discount.
He slides the key across the counter towards you. And what if he won't leave willingly?
Ah, well, he's a prat, but he's not so tough. Smack him around if it comes down to it, but I figure a few sharp words ought to do the trick.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I'm not going to kill him.
I appreciate it, truly. I'll have someone tidy the place up for you once you're through. Chances are they've spilled ale just about everywhere. I don't want the man dead, and that's not what I'm paying for. Just see him on his way and we'll call it done.
With a final nod, he turns away. Okay, is he the only person to speak to here? If he is, we'll just head upstairs. Yeah, he is pretty much the only person to speak to here. At least now. Right. Yeah, both just sailors. It's okay. We'll go speak to this Galleon and convince him to leave. Should do a little quick save before we do that. Oh, is this the room?
Consider it done.
No, but it is a room. Now let's shut the door.
Right here. I got this. Give me a real challenge.
Just want to click
this
on that.
isn't how I usually work.
I click on this little one here. There we go.
Perfect. I got this.
I mean,
Sure.
if we're allowed to and it's not counted as stealing, then, you know, I'm not going to stop us from doing it. This person has a name.
Ah, a new face. You've heard, of course, that Norgund remains the most reliable and discreet supplier of mostly legitimate wares. Are you looking for something in particular?
What do you mean, mostly legitimate?
I am an honest merchant, sir. But I confess that the tools I supply have an unjustly sinister reputation. How my clients decide to use these items is not my responsibility, after all.
Alright, show me what we have for sale. So, he sells us thieves kind of stuff. Yeah, that's okay. Don't need to worry about it. Take commoner, commoner. That's alright. Nothing in that room. So this must be the room we need to go into. It's a large room.
Don't remember ordering more drinks.
Okay, so we got Reveler, we got Galleon, we got Baru. Let's talk to Galleon.
Thought I'd locked that thing.
The glassy-eyed gentleman before you bears the miserable expression of the recently sober. He also smells like he's been pickling in a cask for a few days.
Thing is, the way doors work, right? And I realize this is complicated, is that you close them and then uninvited people stay on the other side. Try not to slam the door on your way out, yeah? My head's going to pieces.
Yeah, I'm here for the rent.
Oh, aye. You running Thorol's errands? Well, I haven't got his pay, and he knows it. Come back tomorrow. Better yet, tell him I'll swing by myself when I do have it.
I'm asking politely.
You're trying to kick us out. Nothing polite about that.
Well, Thorol's pretty steamed. Things are only going to get worse. Galleon looks down at himself and then out at the foul bedding and the sticky carpets. His shoulders slump.
Well, maybe we did lose our heads a little.
You serious? You're going to let him kick us out of our own room?
Come on, you lot. The crew of the Peregrine sails for brighter shores.
He heads out at a wobbling limp. Oh, that was easy. We just talked to them, explained the situation, and they left.
Watch and learn.
Then we got the stuff. That's good. Grab that as well. It was a book, The Moons of Eora. Look up into the night sky and you'll see the moon Belatha. Ubiquitous and persistent, she remains forever in view, but also forever out of reach. What many people do not know, however, is that her world is actually orbited by 2 moons, Belatha and Holta. Belatha. Hanging low and large in the sky, Belatha travels swiftly in her race around the world, completing an orbit in about 18 days. This proximity and speed can cause extreme tide conditions in some areas, making the seas shift so quickly and rise so high that there are some beautiful coastal areas that are virtually uninhabitable for a good portion of the year. Before we learn the truth behind the cause of the tides, legend held that Andra, the goddess of the seas, was in love with the moon. When she saw it in the sky, the tides, great waves, and violent storms that happened were her attempts to reach it. This is why the moon is formally called Sen Belatha, or Andra Belatha, the beloved, or Andra's beloved. Holta. 315 years ago, the Grand Empire of Valia suffered from terrible storms and terrifyingly high and low tides. Records show the same thing was happening in the Edir Empire, and that several new Edirian colonies along the Deerwood coast were completely destroyed by storms and high tides that engulfed the settlements. At that time, during an eclipse, Lenfathan astronomers spotted something small orbiting near the edge of Belatha. After much study, they realized it was a small satellite with an extremely irregular orbit. They called it Hulda Deb, or the Black Runner. Since it is smaller than Belatha, it doesn't have much effect on the world. When it aligns with Belatha's orbit, it wreaks havoc on the tides and weather everywhere. This happens with an erratic frequency and severity, and have been dubbed the Lover's Tides. Hulda has been rolled into Andra's myth, and when they are both in sight, her desire to reach them is increased tenfold. This is what causes the terrible weather. Interesting. That was cool to find out. Not sure if it's going to have any effect on what we're doing with our adventure, but yeah, cool. Right. Let's tell the barkeep that we have done what he asked us to do.
Still kicking, eh? What'll it be?
Well, I cleaned that room out for you.
Hey, good work. Times like these, I can't afford to keep on anyone who can't pay their tab. The second word got around, I'd have every pauper in the city on my doorstep. The room's yours if you want it, and for a job well done, here's your pay.
He sets a damp leather coin pouch on the counter. Ooh, 1,200 copper. Nice.
Still kicking, eh? What'll it be?
Well, let's see what the rooms are like.
Sure thing.
Because they used to give buffs in the first game. So yeah, it still gives buffs. So it's 2 diplomacy, 2 intimidate, 2 bluff. Interesting. And then we also have like supply and drink stuff. Interesting. We have all sorts of these things that I imagine we have to keep up over time. But not right now because we don't have a ship. Now right now we could also recruit adventurers if we wanted to. We could pay for adventurers to come with us, like unnamed ones. I'm not going to do that. I don't really like doing that. We could retrain our character and do party management. Okay. What else does he sell? He sells food. Makes sense. Right.
Still kicking, eh? What'll it be?
Yeah. Oh, right. So we can ask for people who can hold their own in the fight. So as adventurers, I'd like to hire some crew members, or let's just ask for information.
Guess you haven't exactly seen the prettier side of the place since you landed, right? It's the only town on the island, if you don't count Sadahuzi, little Juana village out west.
Juana? Okay. I need to get that. Satahuzi.
Really is a decent place most days. Good trade, and plenty of money rolling in from Claudio's investors. Damn sight quieter than back home. But I don't have to tell you about the Deerwood. Ain't right doing business sober. I could fix that for you.
Why did you call it the Kraken's Eye?
What else? It was the glory of my fighting years. The beast pulled nearly 7 full crews into its belly before it was brought down. I was at the helm that day, and for that, my captain gifted me one of the beast's eyes.
Thorell's eyes glitter with pride as he points to the wall just right of the counter.
My proudest moment and my dearest treasure. I would not part with it for all the world.
Okay, let's find out what he has to say about crew members.
Not much point to that without a ship. Come by when you've got work to offer and we'll figure something out.
He smiles apologetically. Good point, good point. I'll admit. Having a ship is very helpful when hiring crew members. Right. Let's leave the inn, tavern, whatever we're going to call it, and we'll have a look around some more of the town. Let's head into the market. Let's see what people are saying over here.
It's not right. I came here on the first ship. Why does an islander get paid the same as I?
They're bigger than you, and they haul cargo without whining about it.
It's not right.
Okay. What have we got here? The wagon holds only a few boxes and scattered garments. Okay, so they don't have very much. Alright, hello, Henrik.
Here you find civilization, amigo. But outside these walls, the jungle will eat you alive.
I'm Miko, a Valian word meaning friend.
That is, unless you prepare yourself, ne? A wise
Well, let's see what he has. He'll sell us every sort of basic equipment if we need to switch. Also sells a Shattered Vengeance. Exceptional quality club. The club originates from a little-known sacking of Munga Waikinga, an obscure Rauitian village. The villagers are taken by complete surprise when a band of slavers descend upon them. Do I really need slave? Alright. Oh, it tells us about slavery in the Deadfire archipelago. Although slavery is illegal in Deadfire archipelago, the region is too vast to be adequately policed. Slavers operate at the fringes of contested waters and are quick to take advantage of isolated Hoana tribe or foreign ship in trouble. Okay. I was thinking, is it really going to be like slavery is the concept of... No. Anyway. The slavers quickly overwhelmed the few guards and set to work rounding up the terrified people and killing those too old, too young, or too weak to fetch a good price at auction. One teenage girl, Lala Ko, was not about to allow the villains to harm her infant brother or enfeebled grandmother. Resolved not to surrender without a fight, she broke into the chapel of Wodika, goddess of justice, law, oaths, promises, rulership, vengeance, memory, and hierarchies. Is she, maybe she could let others have a chance to be a god of something. Depicted as an old noblewoman bearing a broken crown upon her head, said to have been once ruled over the other gods, but has since been overthrown. That's a little bit odd in terms of the phrasing, but okay. In the village common, and plucked a torch from above the altar. She dipped it in pitch and smashed the priest's reflecting mirror, creating a club crowned in jagged glass. She prayed forgiveness from Wodika for her sacrilege and went out to confront the slavers. The girl's boldness surprised her slaver captain, and he was only able to laugh before Lala Ko killed him with a single blow to his head. The villagers, inspired by Lala Ko's bravery, revolted against their captors, winning the day against all odds. The people of Munga Waikinga forever honoured the warrior child, as she and her sacred weapon were surely blessed by Wodika. Okay, interesting. We don't have anybody who uses it. Well, I mean, Edier could maybe use it, so there's a chance to apply a stacking curse. So stacking is it adds on as it goes along? Yeah, okay. All passive bonus stack with one another, increasing the damage received. Interesting. But it's also got 30% extra damage. It's a good club. It is a lot of money. And then we got the Psyker's Belt, which is healing done and alchemy. Okay, so that's probably the Physiker's Belt. It probably is. But yeah, so that's for a healer. Swordsman Bracer turns hits into grazes. Okay, that's fair enough. We don't need any of that right now, but interesting. That's stealing. That's a commoner. Okay. Craftswoman? Nope. She's just a craftswoman. Spinning around the edge here. See if... No. Okay, so there's only one shop there. That's fine. And then we've got the bit I was leaving. Ex-Otti. Who my prediction is I think this might be a companion. Because it's like a name on the map. It looks like it could be a person's name. It seems likely. But we'll see. What is going on here? I have no idea. It's just...
Accept the light. and you shall be redeemed.
Okay, I thought it was going to be nothing, but I guess we just needed to get a little bit closer to get this to trigger. A woman shouts, arms raised high and wide. In each hand she grips a golden candle. The flames gutter wildly as she gestures to the crowd before her. The missionary holds a candle to drip wax in the shape of 3 stars on the forehead of each kneeling worshipper. One of them stumbles back, swiping hot wax from his skin.
Se futito! Madicchio! I did not sign up to be burned!
Se futito, fuck this. Mad de chiho, expletive or curse. Who's gonna watch? The priestess trembles her arms, face pinched with disappointment. In the warm sea breeze from the port, loose strands of her sun-streaked hair whip about her head like a living halo.
This flame is not for purification. It is for illuminating the darkness. Sanctification comes only as a result of your journey. But the light will guide your way.
She tilts her head towards the sky. Eyes shut, she drags a shaky hand to dribble wax across her own brow.
Aethys has returned at last, but it's not too late to redeem ourselves.
As surely as my fingers are webbed, I tell you, gone, never left.
Gone. Gone is an aspect of Aethys associated with death and harvest. His implements are symbolically important. The sickle reaps what is sown in life, and the lantern guides the deceased down their intended paths of death and rebirth. It's generally believed that Gon, instead of Barath's avatars, visits those who embrace death with acceptance and understanding. His most fervent devotees are known as Harvesters of Gon. Gon is an answerer of wrongs and imbalances. This has contributed in no small part to Deerwood's enthusiasm for vigilante justice. Popular regard for Gon is polarizing. He is appreciated, feared, and characterized by a grim sense of finality. Despite her contrary words, the Huana woman shrugs, accepting the golden wax.
Sakes alive, Wanglith. Ain't we got more pressing matters to attend to than a baptism?
Arms crossed over her chest, a shorter, duskier woman watches the ritual with an ornery sort of expression, her delicate chin jutted up.
We just missed one of the biggest reap-ins of all time. What about the souls that need us?
As she steps forward, she reaches for a peculiar-looking lantern strapped to her hip.
Do not push me on this, you wayward child. You'd leave the living forlorn to service the dead?
Rather than discouraging the other Dawnstar, the accusation seems to kindle a stubbornness inside her. Shoulders set, she grins.
Here, I'll light 'em all at once.
Metal clanking, she sways an eerily lit lantern in an intricate pattern before her. Priestess bites her lips, swinging harder and faster, lithe arms hurtling the weapon with deceptively hidden strength until she thrusts it out hard towards the crowd, splattering everyone with wax. Let's just wipe it from our shoulder. As you know, I'm going to ask her what souls are you on about. Let's get ourselves noticed.
The ones I dreamed died.
Her words falter as she gets a good look at you for the first time.
I'm guessing you're not here for the baptism.
You dreamed people died?
Sure did. I get those kind of dreams sometimes. The ones that turn out true. Nightmares, more like. Terrors that come true.
She rubs a palm over the back of her neck.
Had 'em since I was a little girl on the farm. Guess Gon was speaking to me even then.
Some of our brethren suffer from these visions more than others, while some of us, favorably, have none at all.
It ain't a curse. It's a blessing. A mark of the divine.
Is that Exoti drugs? I'm trying to figure out. Exoti? Something like that, anyway. What happened here?
It's madness, right? Who'd have thought a giant green statue might storm through the port?
At the memory, her pupils gobble up the warm brown of her eyes, and the remaining darkness gleams wickedly.
I did. I dreamed it for months, again and again, and night and day, until I pushed the others to come here. We told the governor, but he wouldn't evacuate on account of me, not knowing exactly when our god might arrive.
No one believed it. But how could we know?
The woman wrings her hands before wiping trembling, wax-smeared fingers down the sides of her robe. Well, I'm looking for an Adra statue. Ehai, inhabited by Aethys.
I knew it!
She clenches her grip on the sickle in her right hand.
Gon's been calling me here. Left the breadcrumbs in my dreams. I need to get inland. If you're going, I could help you. Swear on my soul.
Why do you want to go inland?
There are souls needing their last rites. I ought to shine them the light, else they might get lost.
Enough nonsense, Jyoti. No one knows if anyone's even died. You've no business going in there, risking your own safety, risking our mission.
So it's Jyoti. Jyoti. Okay.
Wenglith, you guide the living and I guide the dead. Gone bids it and I dreamed it. Leave it be. We all serve our purposes. So what's yours?
Well, let's be honest. I'm a watcher.
So you can see souls? That's a handy talent to have. I know my harvesting would benefit from it. And here you are, following my god. Watcher, will you take me with you?
Let's see. Yes, I'd enjoy the company of a priestess.
I know an offer rare as hen's teeth when I hear it. Yeah, I'm taking it.
She beams brightly.
You won't regret this.
She steals a shy glance at Edier.
Hey.
Edier half nods without looking in Zoti's direction. He seems suddenly focused on something in the distance. A tad too eagerly, she saunters close beside you.
At least take care, child. Come back to us in one piece. If not for my sake, then Samhain's.
The older priest sighs, shaking her head.
So don't tell her. What the High Priestess doesn't know won't hurt her.
Grinning, Zoti waves her brethren a curt parting. Alright, so we got a priest. Okay, now do we want a priest, a monk, or a priest-monk? Let's think about this. A priest gives us a solid healer, and that's it. A priest gives us a healer, they will be in the healing role. They are only going to heal, debuff, and that's it. A monk, that gives us a frontliner. It gives us another one to go for Edier, to go punch people and all that sort of stuff. Contemplative gives us a little bit of both. We got a monk. And yeah, I think I want to try a multi-class. So let's see how it goes. Priest and monk. So he's going to have some healing, but yeah, I think the way we'd spec her is we probably go like some healing and then like the rest into kind of like monk stuff. So she can heal, but do monk stuff as well. I think we'll try that. Okay. So she just levels. We don't get to level her up.
What can I do you for?
Interesting. So we just get her as she comes. Okay. Well, let's see what... Oh, she has a personal inventory as well. Wait, does everyone have that? Oh, they do. Interesting. Anyway, there's a crossbow in there. I mean, might as well set it as your second weapon if you have it. So he starts with a sickle and a lantern. Okay, interesting. So she's a monk who doesn't use unarmed attacks. Okay, and these are interesting ones. So the sickle was originally forged as cheap farming implement, but in Zoti's hands it's a potent weapon. The aspect of Aothis known as Gon is often depicted carrying a sickle, which he reaps what is sown in life, carrying out the cycle of death and rebirth. In service of Gon, Zoti carries a similar tool, emulating the holy act of reaping. The sickle, while outwardly ordinary, is inherited power from Zoti's strong faith. So it gives deflection against melee weapons, good if we want to have her melee, and plus 5% sickle damage until the end of combat upon scoring a kill, so it stacks 4 times, and increases with religion skill. Interesting. So it's up to 20% extra damage, but the religion skill can make it go higher. I like it. Okay. And Zoti's lantern. So it's a small shield. It's a shield. Okay. So a little bit of deflection, increases enemies engaged. Plus 2 to all restoration power levels. Okay. That's the overall power of a character, and plus 2 to all inspiration power levels. And Soki, we're plus 1 of each monk resource per kill. This lantern contains the mantle of Adra at its core. In her service to Gon, Zoti has worked tirelessly to collect souls within the mantle so they can be safeguarded until Aothis returns to Hell to once more to oversee the process of death and rebirth. Hell is the colloquial term used for the beyond in Adir, the Deerwood, and Raid Ceres. The lantern is well constructed and quite durable. Zoti wields it in the manner of a small shield, and it offers reasonable protection. Okay, so what else has she? She has the vestments of gone. Yeah, okay. That's fine. And then she also has her helmet. So we can give her some more stuff. What other stuff do we have? Nice if this sorted in a little bit of an easier way. Is there a sort? Oh well, we could use these to sort. Clothing was really what I was looking. The only thing we could do is give her a different hat. See, talking about it, Edier doesn't have a hat on. We're giving them. What's the hatted cap looks god awful. What about this one? Oh yeah, yeah. That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay. What I really wanted to do was see what's going on with her character. So if I go to character, yeah. So she is a level 3. She's a harvester of gone priest. So that is an aspect of Aothis. Gone, it emphasizes the natural ending of life. He is portrayed as a farmer with a sickle. Yeah. We got that. Then as monk, she's sister of the Reaping Moon, a monastic order of Gone, the Reaping aspect of Aothis, the Reaper's Moon, are effective against opponents who are already at death's door. Okay. Interesting. So, let's see what else is. So she's got kind of reasonable stats around. She's actually got pretty high dex. Okay. He starts with alchemy, arcana, a lot of athletics. Probably don't want to go too much further into there, but okay. Oh, it's a base of 2 plus 1 for monk. Okay. And then sleight of hand is... Oh, it's the pet effect from the party. Okay, that's fine. Passive skills. Diplomacy. Okay. History. Insight, metaphysics, and a lot of religion. Okay, and then survival. Okay, so she's got some kind of... She's got like a lot of general knowledge as well, which is useful. So, her sister of Reaping Moon, she gets 3 wounds per kill with melee attacks, and monk wound abilities cost +1. So wounds are monks kind of thing. So they require and consume wounds on use. Monks typically begin with no wounds until they've received damage, and that generates a wound. Okay, certain monk subclasses may alter this rule. I assume that ours doesn't then. Oh, subclasses, yes. Ours isn't a subclass, ours is a multi-class. Yes. The damage with unarmed attacks goes up. Yeah, so this is kind of useless because of how she's set up. She doesn't really use unarmed attacks. Yeah. So this is pretty much an effect that never applies. Interesting. So she's got a weapon proficiency with unarmed, small shield, hatchet, which I assume that her sickle is then. And then dagger and crossbow. Fighting spirit. What's fighting spirit? So all folk have that spirit when things look grim. Okay, so it's just accuracy and damage when things are going bad. Interfering strikes is that hatchet one. Okay, blinding block, that's the shield one. Second wind, that's the athletics one. Core priest spells, so harvester of gone. So this is a passive spell that she has, I guess. Yeah. An aspect of Aothis gone. Yes, we got that. So grants the hatchet proficiency. Oh, alright then. So yeah, it must be the sickle. Priest of Berath automatically learn the following spells at the... She's not a priest of Berath though, is she? I don't think she is, but maybe she is? Maybe that's what it counts as, so she gets Blessed Harvest, Withdrawal, Valthorn. We can always check her spells. And she gets Holy Radiance as well, which is kind of an AoE heal and damage, I think. Yeah. So applies burn damage around the priest and applies shaking to any vessels in the vicinity while regenerating a modest amount of health for energy. For allies. Yeah. Okay, so it's modified by how long their reputations align with preferred behaviors of their faith. Interesting. So level 1 priest spells. Alright, so we... Okay, so her core things give her this, and then this thing allows her to have these different spells. So yes, she's not a priest of Berath, so I guess that just is a weird thing. Anyway, Blessed Harvest. So it's just a slash damage. Reap an enemy in the name of Gone. If the enemy is bloodied or near death, they receive significantly more damage from Blessed Harvest. That's nice. So that's just a lot of damage. I like that one. Interdiction. So this condemns a priest foe, dazing people in an area. So we have another daze, and then restore as our heal, right? Yeah, restores health to allies in the area. Okay, that's good. Then monk ability, Sister of the Reaping Moon. This is 3 wounds on a kill. And then monk wound abilities cost +1. Okay, so she is different then. I guess she doesn't get the previous way of wounds. Like, she gets wounds per kill instead, I think. Anyway, she gets the buckler proficiency, gains wounds when defeating an enemy with a melee attack. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Transcendent Suffering. So that's the one that we're never going to get to use because it's all about unarmed. She gets lesser wounds from that, so allows the monk to gain wounds when receiving damage. That's just the passive. Alright, so you get wounds from 2 ways, so we're going to have a lot of points to spend. Then Swift Strikes is 20% extra action speed. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so does she have 2 different resources? She does. So she has the Priest Spellcast resource, and she also has the Monk Abilities resource. Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching. And next time, we'll probably speak a little bit with our new companion, explore the last house in this area, and then probably head out and see what we can do. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.